G'day all, welcome back to the channel. Got the big boss in the house here today. G'day all, welcome back to the channel. On this episode we're getting back into the XE. So without mucking around, let's get straight into it. I'll flip the camera around and give you a look at where we're up to with it. Alright, so since the last video where we had it all bare metalled and we treated it with anti-ox, we've gone ahead, got it into epoxy. We've filled out all these little spot welds, any imperfections, things like that. The owner wanted it tidied up a little bit, make it look a little bit more presentable. So we've gone ahead and done that. Welded up a few holes in here that weren't needed. In the last video we had a hole here. I don't know if you were able to notice in the last video, but this car was going to get an engine swap. So it had a round hole there for intercooler piping, so that's since been filled because the clevo's going back in. So this is where we're at. A little bit of finessing and then we'll be in the booth and getting some primer on it. Alrighty, so we're all primed up, put a guide coat on it. We're going to push it out of the booth now and we're going to start rubbing it down to get this thing ready for colour. I'm going to rub it down with just 320 using a foam back paper and just do it all dry, Scotch Brite all the rest, and we'll be good to go. What are you doing, mate? Hey? Out looking at that HD again, are we? Alrighty, so it's all rubbed down, masked up, prep sold, we're ready to paint. I've taken the front wheels off it, put it on stands because any colour that goes under there, I don't want it going all over the wheels. So it's all been rubbed down with 320. Being that it's a solid colour, you can use a bit coarser of a grit, so I use a 320 that's got a sponge on the back of it. I've cleaned the booth out, so I don't even have any in here that I can show you, but it's all been 320, cleaned off, prep sold, and we're ready to start putting colour on it. I haven't gone too crazy with the masking down there because we're actually going to black a lot of this out. I mean, it's been painted before and had overspray put all over it, so it's no big deal. So yeah, I think we're going to go off the rails and blacken all that under there. Once the engine's in, you're not going to see the majority of it anyway, so as long as all this top section comes up fairly Mickey Mouse and these areas, that's all we're sort of aiming for. It's been painted before pretty roughly, but you know, it is what it is. It's only here for a bit of a tidy up before the engine goes back in, so yeah, it's not going to be no big show job or anything like that. It's just basically a tidy up. So we're ready to rock and roll. Paint's over in the gun. Going to use the Sada for this one. The same deal as basically clear. I spray my 2K solid colours basically the same as my clears. Run it at about 2 bar of pressure, around 28 psi. On a Sada jet fluid, 2 turns out, 2.5 turns out if you really want to throw it on. And fan wide open, just cracked in just a touch. So that's it, let's get into it and make this thing red. Alright, so just like that we're all done. It's kind of pretty good, pretty happy with it. hopefully old mate's happy with it, and the engine can now go back in. Pretty fiddly painting this. I mean, I've done a lot of Commodore engine bays and things like that, and they're a lot easier to paint than this. Trying to get in all these little nooks and crannies. Yeah, can really test you. So no, it's come up pretty good, pretty happy with it. So that's another one done. You can pick this up tomorrow. Colour looks really sort of orange in the video, but it's Monza red, Ford Monza red, so it's a really nice, bright sort of a red. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll black out all the K-frame. The rails up in the corner there sort of are black halfway up, so I'll probably continue that on and black all that out. I think it'll make it look nice and neat, but not that you see a lot of it once the engine's in, pipes are on, you know, you don't really see it, but it'll look nice before all the engine goes in, if that's all blacked out. You know, tidy up all that red that's down there. That was already there, not from me, but I've probably added a little bit to it, who knows. But anyway, that's the engine bay, the XE all painted.